Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever felt totally stuck trying to learn English, or maybe, you get a little nervous about all the grammar rules, then this is for you. We're going to break down step by step how you can really learn English from home and do it in a way that doesn't feel like a chore. All right, let's jump right in.
Does this sound familiar? I can understand it, but I just can't speak it. This is probably the #1 frustration for English learners everywhere. You can follow a conversation, you get the jokes in the movies, but then when it's your turn to say something, poof, the words just vanish. It's a wall, for sure, but the good news? It's a wall you can absolutely break through. So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the most important piece of the puzzle, your mindset. Then we'll dive into how to soak up the language by listening and reading, and then how to actually use it by speaking and thinking. And of course, we'll cover how to make it all fun so you'll actually stick with it. We'll wrap it all up with a simple 8-step recap you can start using, well, today. Okay, first things first. Before we talk about any apps or tricks, we have to talk about your mindset. Seriously, this is the foundation for everything. If you don't get this part right, none of the other tips are really going to work in the long run. A lot of us have this thought in our head, English is so tough. We see it as this giant mountain we have to climb. But let's flip that idea on its head. The new mindset you need is this: mistakes are proof you are learning. Every single mistake isn't a failure. It's a sign that you're trying, you're pushing yourself, and you're getting one step closer. It's a good thing. All right, with that new mindset locked in, let's get to our next section, immersion. This is all about surrounding yourself with English so you can absorb it naturally, kind of like how a kid learns their first language. Think of this as the input phase, where you're just filling up your brain with the good stuff. So what should you actually listen to? Well, you've got tons of great options. You can start with some easy English YouTube videos, find short stories, or maybe a podcast you find interesting. Even news channels made for learners, like BBC Learning English, are absolutely fantastic. The real key here is to find something you actually enjoy that's maybe just a tiny bit challenging. And look, you don't have to carve out hours and hours for this. The real magic happens with consistency. Just 10 to 15 minutes of listening every single day, maybe during your commute or while you're making tea, it all adds up, and it will make a massive difference in how well you understand and pronounce things. Now, what about reading? This is your secret weapon for building an amazing vocabulary. And here's a super simple recipe for it. When you find a new word, don't just look it up and move on. First, write it down with its meaning. Then, and this is the most important step, create your own sentence with that word. That's what really makes it stick in your brain. Okay, so we've covered the input. Now it's time for the output. The practice. This is how you take all that stuff you learn from listening and reading and turn it into a real active skill. This is where you actually start to find your voice in English. But what if you don't have anyone to practice with? No problem at all. You can use the mirror practice method. It is incredibly effective. Just stand in front of a mirror for about 10 minutes a day and describe your day. Today I woke up. Then I brushed my teeth. It feels a little weird at first, I get it, but it is a completely judgment-free way to build your fluency and confidence. Now this is a total game changer. You have to train your brain to stop translating. So instead of thinking in your native language and then trying to find the English words, you work on thinking directly in English. Instead of the thought being, "Mujhe pani chahiye," it just becomes, "I need water." It cuts out the middleman in your brain and lets you speak so much more smoothly. The best learning plan in the world is the one you actually stick with. And the easiest way to stick with something? Make it fun. This whole section is about weaving English into your life in a way that feels enjoyable, not like more homework. First off, let's just take the fear out of grammar. You do not need to be a grammar expert to speak well. Just focus on the absolute basics. This table breaks it down perfectly. You have the past, something that already happened, like I played. You have the present, what's happening now, I am playing, and the future, what's going to happen, I will play. Starting with simple stuff like this is all you need. And here are some awesome ways to practice without even feeling like you're practicing. Watch your favorite English movies, but turn the subtitles on. Play some word games on your phone, or just put on some English music and try to catch a few new words. When learning is fun, your brain is just way more open to absorbing new information. And here's one last really powerful tip. Create a little English bubble for yourself. The easiest way to start? Change your phone's language setting to English. You'll learn new words every single time you unlock your screen.
Start following some English-speaking accounts on social media. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more natural it's all going to feel. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground here, right? From mindset to practice, all the way to making it fun. So now, let's put it all together into one clear, simple, actionable plan. There it is. That's the number to remember. 8 simple, powerful steps. This is your guide for your English learning journey every single day. So here it is, your daily English plan. Number 1, change your mindset. 2, listen daily. 3, speak daily. 4, read and learn new words. 5, master the grammar basics. 6, learn with fun. 7, think in English. And number 8, surround yourself with English. If you follow these steps consistently, I absolutely promise you, you are going to see a huge difference. So what's the bottom line? You just have to start. Don't wait for the perfect time because it'll never come. Just look at this list and ask yourself one simple question. Which one of these steps are you going to start today? Because that journey to fluency begins with that very first step.